There's a very specific kind of loneliness no one talks about. It's not about being physically alone, it's being surrounded by people and still feeling completely invisible. You go to that work happy hour, everyone's laughing, talking, looking comfortable, and you're there too, smiling at the right moments, nodding, participating. But inside, there's this strange feeling that you're watching everything from the outside, like there's a sheet of glass between you and the rest of the world. Nothing went wrong. No one was rude. You're not shy. But when you get home, that emptiness hits. That certainty that if you disappeared tomorrow, the conversations would continue exactly the same. And the worst part is you look at your life and think, I know people, I go out, I interact, but real friends, the kind of person who truly knows you, who you can be yourself with, unfiltered, unperformed, you don't have that. And you have no idea when you lost it, or if you ever had it. And maybe the scariest part is realizing that half the people around you probably feel exactly the same way. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to the channel. It helps YouTube show this video to more people. Okay, so let's start with the obvious. Why was making friends so easy before? And the answer is simple, but kind of depressing. Forced proximity. In school, you saw the same people every single day, 5 days a week for years. You didn't choose those people, they were just there. And after spending so much time together, sharing the same space, the same experiences, the same annoying teachers, the same dramas, you became friends. It didn't require effort. It didn't require scheduling. Friendship happened by osmosis. College, same thing. You lived in the same building, went to the same classes, went to the same parties. And again, friendships formed naturally. Not because you were perfect for each other, but because you were there together repeatedly. Now look at your adult life. Where is the forced proximity? Where is the shared space? Where are the endless hours of just being around people for no specific reason? It doesn't exist anymore. You work, but work is work. It has objectives, it has hierarchy, it has that invisible line between co-worker and friend. And even if you like the people, at the end of the day, everyone goes home to their own separate world. Maybe you have hobbies, gym, a class, whatever. But that's 1 or 2 hours a week, and everyone shows up, does their thing, and leaves. No one lingers, no one has time to linger, and here's the part no one prepared you for. Adult friendship requires something childhood friendship never needed: intentionality. You have to choose, you have to plan, you have to text, you have to schedule, you have to show up, and then you have to do it again, and again, and again. Because unlike school, no one is going to be there automatically. There's no external structure forcing you to see each other. You have to build that structure from scratch. And that is exhausting because you're already tired. You already have work, bills, responsibilities, maybe a family, maybe a relationship. Your emotional energy is already stretched thin, and now you're supposed to add maintain friendships to the list. And here's the cruel paradox. The more you need friends, the less energy you have to make friends. When you're doing well, energized, happy, you can be social. You can send messages. You can make plans. You can show up. But when you're not okay, when you really need someone, you don't have energy for any of that. So you isolate. And isolation makes everything worse. So you isolate more, and it becomes a cycle. But here's another layer, an even more complicated one. Everyone else is going through the exact same thing. So it's not just you who's too tired to maintain friendships. It's everyone. That person you think forgot about you, they probably think you forgot about them. That friend who disappeared, they're probably feeling exactly like you, lonely, a little lost, not sure how to reconnect, and everyone gets stuck in this silent standoff, waiting for the other person to make the first move, waiting for the other person to text, waiting for the other person to show they still care. And while everyone waits, friendships die of starvation. Not from lack of love, but from lack of action. Because making adult friends isn't about finding amazing people. It's about having the energy to sustain connection. And most of us simply don't. And maybe that's why you feel so lonely. Not because no one likes you, but because everyone is too tired to show they like you. But there's something else happening that makes all of this even more complicated. And this one is hard to admit. We've changed what we expect from friendship, and those expectations are killing friendships before they even begin. Let me explain. Back in the day, and when I say back in the day, I mean like 20 or 30 years ago, friendship was simpler. You had friends for specific things. The soccer friend, the school friend, the church friend, the cousin you saw on weekends. Each person filled a part of your life, and that was fine. You didn't expect one single person to be everything for you, but today we want the full package. We want that TV show friendship, that best friend who understands us completely, who is always available, who supports us in everything, who shares our values, our interests, our sense of humor, someone you can call at any hour, who never judges you, who always knows the right thing to say. Basically, we want an unpaid therapist who is also fun And here's the problem. This kind of friendship doesn't appear overnight. It takes years to build, sometimes decades, and it requires an absurd amount of time together, vulnerability, shared experiences. But we don't have that time, and we don't have that patience. So we meet someone cool, talk a few times, and the moment we realize that person isn't the person, that platonic soulmate we imagined, we give up. Oh, the connection didn't click. There wasn't chemistry. It didn't feel right. We apply romantic relationship logic to friendships. And that doesn't work, because friendship isn't love at first sight. Friendship is slow construction. It's getting to know someone over time. It's discovering layers. It's learning to trust. It's messing up, forgiving, trying again. But we don't want to do that work anymore. We want the finished version, the ready-made friendship. And when we don't find it, we stay alone, waiting for the perfect person who probably doesn't exist. There's another side to this too. We romanticized friendship way too much. We see it on TV, in movies, on social media, those inseparable friend groups. Always together, always having fun, always supporting each other, zero conflict, zero disappointment, just pure love and amazing moments. And we buy that lie. So when a real friendship shows up, with flaws, complications, boring moments, occasional disappointments, we think something is wrong. We think it's not real friendship. Because real friendship is supposed to be easy, right? It's supposed to flow naturally. It shouldn't take effort. It shouldn't feel uncomfortable. Wrong. Every real friendship has friction. There are moments when you get upset. There are misunderstandings. There are periods where you drift apart. There are days when you don't want to talk to anyone, not even your best friend. This is normal. This is human. But we interpret it as this friendship isn't good enough, and we throw it away. So we end up in this eternal quest for the perfect friendship that doesn't exist, while discarding all the imperfect friendships that could, with time and effort, grow into something real. It's like that person who's always looking for the perfect job and never stays anywhere long enough to grow. Or the person who's always searching for the perfect relationship and ends up alone. We became consumers of friendships, always comparing, always thinking there's something better, always dissatisfied, and in the end we have nothing. It's a bit because we never truly invested in anyone. Now let's talk about something that hurts but needs to be said. Social media destroyed our ability to make real friends, and not in the way you think. It's not about everyone being addicted to their phones or no one talking face to face anymore. Everyone already knows that. The real problem is deeper. Social media has destroyed our tolerance for social discomfort. Think about it. When you meet someone new today, what do? You stalk them online, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. You look at their photos, posts, mutual friends, places they go, and in 15 minutes you feel like you know the person, or at least you think you do. So when you finally talk to them in real life, there's no natural discovery, no slow process of getting to know them over time. You already know, you already have expectations. You've already decided whether you like them or not. And here's the problem. You eliminated the most important part of making friends, the initial discomfort. Because making friends has always been uncomfortable. It has always involved awkward silences, not knowing what to say, trying to find common ground, risking vulnerability without knowing if the other person will reciprocate. It has always been that way. And that discomfort is necessary. It's the entry price to real intimacy. But we lost the ability to tolerate it. Because on social media, everything is curated, everything is edited, everything is comfortable. You message when you want. You respond when you want. You can think before you speak. You can delete. You can pretend you didn't see the message. You have complete control. So when you have to interact with someone in person, without all that control, without that safety buffer, it feels terrifying. It feels too risky. So you avoid it. You stay on the surface. You keep everything light, easy, shallow, because depth is uncomfortable, and we forgot how to handle discomfort. There's another side to this too. Social media created an illusion of connection that replaces real connection. You see what your friends are doing every day. You see their photos, achievements, happy moments, and your brain interprets that as if you were actually part of their life. But you're not. You're just watching from a distance, like a spectator. And the bizarre thing is that this satisfies the shallow part of your social needs. So you don't immediately feel the emptiness of having no real friends. You feel connected, informed, included, but when you actually need something, when you want to vent, when you want to celebrate something, when you want company, there's no one. Because liking stories isn't friendship. Commenting haha isn't friendship. Sending memes and DMs isn't friendship. They're cheap substitutes. The fast food version of human connection. They fill you temporarily, but they don't nourish you. And the worst part, we got used to it. We started believing it's enough. So when someone invites you out to do something in the real world, your first reaction is, ugh, I don't feel like it. Because it takes effort. You have to leave the house, get ready, be present, sustain a conversation for hours. It's so much easier to stay home scrolling, feeling like you're socially active when you're not, so you delay it. Let's do it next week. I'll check my schedule. I'll let you know. And you never schedule it, and you never go, and the opportunities to make real friends keep passing by, one by one, because you chose the comfort of illusion over the discomfort of reality. And then you wonder why you feel lonely. But there's an even deeper layer to all of this, and this is the one that really messes with our heads. We developed a bizarre fear of being a burden to other people. Like, you're feeling awful, you need to talk, you think about calling someone, and then that voice shows up in your head. What if they're busy? What if I bother them? What if they think I'm being dramatic? What if I'm being annoying? So you don't call, you keep it all to yourself. You suffer alone. And here's the irony. The other person is probably doing the exact same thing. They don't call you because they don't want to be a burden. They don't want to disturb you. They don't want to seem needy. So both of you end up alone, hurting, thinking you're protecting each other, when in reality, you both desperately wish you had someone to talk to. But where did this fear come from? Part of it comes from the I'm fine culture. We live in a time where everyone has to be okay all the time, always growing, always evolving, always on top, always living their best life. Admitting you're not okay, admitting you need someone, that became a weakness, a burden. So we fake it. We post the smiling picture. We answer all good when someone asks. We keep the mask on. And then when you're actually falling apart and think about taking the mask off with someone, you hesitate because you don't want to be that person, the negative one, the dramatic one, the one who always has issues. You don't want people to see you as work. But here's what no one tells you. Real friendship is exactly about being work sometimes. It's about being able to call at 3 a.m. It's about being able to cry. It's about being able to be a mess and the person still stays. But we romanticized independence so much, the idea of not needing anyone, of being self-sufficient, that we forgot that being human is about needing people. And then we end up in this weird situation where everyone wants deep friendships, but no one wants to be vulnerable first. No one wants to risk looking needy, so everyone keeps things shallow. Everyone pretends to be fine. And everyone feels alone. There's another side to this too. We're also afraid of being responsible for someone else's pain. When someone comes to you with a real problem, you feel that pressure. What if I don't know what to say? What if I say the wrong thing? What if I can't help? What if I make it worse? So you avoid it. You change the subject. You give that generic, it's going to be okay, and hope they don't go deeper, because we lost the ability to simply be present. We think we have to fix things. We think we need the right answer. We think we need to solve the problem, but we don't. Most of the time, the person just wants to be heard. They just want someone to sit there, not judge, not fix, just say, yeah, that's really hard. But we were never taught that, so we run and leave the person alone. And then we get this vicious cycle. No one asks for help because they don't want to be a burden, and no one offers help because they don't want to feel responsible. So everyone keeps pretending everything is okay while quietly drowning. And here's the absurd part. We live in the age of mental health awareness. Everyone talks about therapy, self-care, vulnerability. But in practice, we're still terrified of being seen. We post about mental health. We share motivational quotes. We say it's important to ask for help. But when the moment actually comes, we don't ask and we don't offer. Because deep down, we still believe that lie, that needing someone is weakness and being needed is a burden. So after all of this, the question becomes, now what? What do you do with this information? Well, there are a few truths that can change the way you deal with it. First truth. You probably won't have that inseparable friend group that TV promised you. And that's okay, really. It's okay. It's not because you failed. It's not because you're not cool enough. It's because adult life simply doesn't work like that for most people. Most people have a few scattered friends, some acquaintances, a handful of people they genuinely like, but that tight-knit, always together, always available group, that's rare and getting rarer. So stop comparing yourself to fiction. Stop thinking everyone has that except you, because they don't. Second truth, adult friendship is about quality, not quantity, and quality takes time to build. You don't need 10 friends, you need 2 or 3 or even just 1, and those friendships you have to cultivate. Intentionally, consistently, even when you're tired, even when you're lazy, even when it feels like nothing is happening, because adult friendship is farming, not fast food. You plant now and harvest years later. But we want instant results. We want a deep emotional bond after 3 conversations. And when it doesn't happen, we give up. Don't give up. Keep showing up. Keep sending messages. Keep inviting people, even when it feels one-sided. Because eventually, either the person reciprocates or you realize they won't, and you can redirect your energy elsewhere. But you have to try. You have to take the risk. You have to be the first to be vulnerable. Third truth, you're going to have to accept imperfection in others and in yourself. That friend who disappears for 3 months and suddenly reappears, still your friend. That person who sometimes cancels plans, still your person. That guy who doesn't always know what to say when you're upset, he's still there. People are flawed, people are busy, people are human, and so are you. You disappear sometimes too. You cancel plans, you don't know what to say either. And that's okay. It doesn't invalidate the friendship. Stop looking for perfection. Stop looking for someone who never disappoints, who's always available, who always knows exactly what to do. That person doesn't exist. Waiting for them is a guaranteed path to being alone forever. Fourth truth, and maybe the most important, you're going to have to do uncomfortable things. You'll have to send that message and risk looking needy. You'll have to invite people knowing they might say no. You'll have to be vulnerable without any guarantee they'll match your vulnerability. You'll have to leave the house when you'd rather stay home. You'll have to sustain conversations when you'd rather be on your phone. You'll have to invest energy when you're exhausted, because making friends is not comfortable. It never was. It never will be. And if you're waiting to feel comfortable before you start trying, you will wait forever. Discomfort is part of the process. It is the price. There is no bypassing it. But here's what no one tells you. On the other side of that discomfort, there is something worth having. There is real connection. There are people who actually know you. There is someone you can call when you need help. But you only get there by moving through the discomfort. There is no other path. And maybe that's the real difference between people who have friends and people who don't. It's not luck, it's not charisma, it's the willingness to face that discomfort over and over again until something real finally forms. While we're busy waiting for that perfect friendship, we ignore the friendships that are actually possible. The people who aren't perfect, but who are there. People who could become something meaningful if we just give them a chance. So maybe the point isn't figuring out how to make friends. Maybe it's relearning what friendship can be. It can be that person you only see once in a while, but when you do, it's great. It can be that acquaintance who slowly became something more because you kept crossing paths. It can be imperfect, inconsistent, awkward, and still be worthwhile. There is no right person. There are only people trying to connect in the ways they know how. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So if you came this far waiting for an answer, here it is. There is no answer. There's only you deciding what to do with the people you have around you right now, with the chances that show up. With the courage you do or don't have to try, and if it doesn't work out, at least you tried. And that already means something. Comment down below if you've ever felt like this. Maybe others will relate too. See you in the next video.